What's up, people? Joe Bernstein here, and here with another metaphor, another story about my life and how it relates to our relationships, our careers, our health, just our capacity to grow and change in the ways that we want in our world. And again, I'm coming at you with not a lot of preparation, just an idea, just a concept that I came up with a few minutes ago, and I want to share. So I'm fairly new to being a plant owner. The first time I really owned my own plants in my life is just in the last couple of years. I've lived with people who've had plants, etc., and I've seen people put a lot of time and energy in, but I've not had my own. So this past year, I have my own, and I actually have about maybe half dozen or so. And in my, well, the sun is just like coming in funny today. Anyway, just noticing that. So in my bathroom, there's this marble pathos plant I've had for almost a year, and it's really a beautiful plant. It's got these great marbling colors of light and dark green, and it's grown quite a bit, and it's just the right size for like behind the toilet, the back of the toilet, just to have some freshness and some lightness, and I really appreciate it. Um, and actually, recently, I went ahead and I bought a watering can. It's actually right behind me. I keep it right back here by this other pathos. And I did it because I wanted to be more consistent with watering my plants. And I noticed that I sometimes do it on a Saturday, sometimes I'll forget, and then often like Saturday is a day I remember. So I want to be more consistent. And I had felt like I had been watering my plants more since I got this water plant or this water about 6 weeks ago. And in my mind, I definitely was. But recently, this past week, it looked like this pathos plant was starting to die. A few of the leaves were growing yellow, and from standing up and spreading out, it was starting to really fall and become flaccid. And I was like wondering what's going on. And I asked a buddy of mine who's really into plants if he can come check it out and look at the soil and see what's happening. And I told myself, well, I've been watering it more. Maybe I've overwatered it. Um, I don't know what's going on here. And I'm searching for solutions in all these ways. The point of the bottom line is I'm like wondering, why is this plant dying? Why is it thriving, especially when I've been putting in more effort? So yesterday I decided that I was going to actually water it the way I used to, not using the watering can, but actually go in and run it under the faucet for a while, let the water seep through it, run it for a minute or so, and really soak it well. So I go in today and I realize this plant is extremely back alive. It's responded beautifully to a richer watering, to a more thorough watering. All of its limbs and leaves are standing up. They look fresher. And the ones that were clearly dead were clearly dead. They were more yellow. They were more brown. They were starting to fall off. But the rest was sprouting back to life. And so I realized either I wasn't watering it enough, like as frequently as I thought I was, because I have this new marker, this new symbol that I'm watering more, which is this watering can, or it really needed the more thorough watering that I used to give it, where I'd run out of the faucet and I'd really let it soak and I'd let it sit and seep in, rather than just hitting it with a water can a couple times a week or so. Either way, I forgot to really water my plants, or I just wasn't giving it enough water, and I'm sitting there wondering why it's dying. So I see this all the time in my own life. I'm wondering why I've gained a little weight, but I've noticed that I've actually been a lot more lax with my food intake in the gym, with the timing of my eating and what I'm allowing myself to eat, or what I'm enjoying. Maybe I'm enjoying something a little too much that I'm allowed to have, or that I enjoy myself, or that I permit, and that I want to have, but just not quite as tight as I want to be. Or at times I wonder why I feel disconnected from my partner, when in reality, all it is that we've only spent time recently with a lot of doing. We haven't had a lot of free flowing open time to just connect and spend time together without logistics and without timing, without other people being present. Or I wonder why I'm not getting many new leads, many new interested participants in showing up for my coaching practice in my business, why I'm not actually having a great financial month or quarter. And I recognize I've put out less invitations to conversations. I've done less work in the community where I'm in community with people. I've done less content creation. I haven't really watered my pathos plant, haven't watered the plant. So I notice this a lot of the time with my clients too. They're wondering why, especially in relationships, they've grown distant or they're not communicating well, or they're wondering why there's discord with a partnership in business. And a lot of the time, it's because they haven't just spent enough time with that partner, unstructured time. They haven't really connected. They haven't spoken an important truth that's just lingering, this low-hanging fruit, just ready to be plucked. Or they just haven't really put enough attention and enough awareness on a part of their inner world or a part of their life that they've been wanting to grow. They've been working with me to grow. They come talking about it, they wonder what's going on, but eventually they realize they haven't been practicing the things we put in place to help them grow and create structure for their growth. So we all have this, and the question I want to ask is like, what parts of your life do you want to flourish and grow, but you often forget to water? Now, I notice that me and my clients, when we're doing this, when we're in this pattern of just not giving enough of the most basic sustenance to the parts of our lives, to the relationships, to the partnerships, to our health, to our, people wonder why they're anxious, why they're stressed, why they're not sleeping well. But they realize they just haven't given themselves enough downtime, or they've stopped their meditation practice, or they're no longer journaling, or they're not going to their therapist, or whatever it was that created space for themselves. They no longer are doing it. They're no longer following through. They're no longer taking that space. So anyway, we're often looking for these really complex solutions. You know, we're looking for complex solutions, and a lot of the time it's very simple solutions. For me, if I've been anxious, I know there's a few things. I want to watch my caffeine intake. I want to make sure that I'm sleeping more. I want to make sure that I'm really committed to my workouts and that I'm meditating every day. Bottom line. If I'm feeling disconnection from a partner, it's time to then schedule and ask for time where we're not doing something. There's no plan. We're just together and we're sharing a quiet meal, or we're just allowing ourselves to sleep in on a Sunday and be together. If there's a friendship that I don't feel like we've been really jiving recently, again, it's a matter of just having that conversation, addressing the low-hanging fruit of, hey man, we've been off a little bit recently. What's going on? I'd rather talk about it than avoid it and then lose connection with you. So I want you to look at what in your life are you forgetting to water, and choose the simple solution. Choose giving it the bare minimum of what it needs. It can be that simple. And this might mean that you're not happy with your energy. So it's just time to actually commit to sleeping more. It might mean that you're not happy with how you're feeling in your body. So it might be time to just commit to going back to like morning walks or morning runs. Maybe you're not feeling really happy in your relationship. Well, it's time to commit to unstructured communication time where you just get together with your partner and talk about what's going on. And maybe sometimes say the hard things that you've been avoiding. So choose simple solutions. Remember to water your plants. Anything you want to have flourishing or growing in your life, when something's off, when it doesn't seem to be going in the pace that you want or the direction you want, just ask, what's the easiest solution here? And am I attending to it? So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to keep remembering to water my plants now. I'm going to come up with some sort of new strategy to remember. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day today. And if this resonates with you at all, drop a comment below. Peace.